Over the weekend, President Donald Trump took aim at both CNN and Washington Post reporter Dave Weigel over corrections they made. Trump called on Weigel to be fired for tweeting out and deleting a misleading photo from Trump's Pensacola rally. Meanwhile, POTUS also wanted punishment doled out to CNN reporters for a correction in their botched WikiLeaks report. During this afternoon's White House press briefing, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was bombarded with questions from a number of reporters, most notably CNN's Jim Acosta, over the president's cries of fake news. Politico's Matthew Nussbaum got things started when he brought up Trump's rager tweets on Weigel, asking Sanders why POTUS is silent on actual disinformation campaigns from Russia and others. "Look, the president is simply calling out a very direct and false accusation lodged against him," Sanders responded. "There was nothing more than an individual trying to put their bias into their reporting, and something that, frankly, has gotten a little bit out of control." After adding that outlets have had to correct a number of different articles recently, she was pressed to answer the underlying question about the president's silence on actual fake news. She merely claimed she hadn't talked to the president about that issue. Acosta then took the baton and the presser more or less derailed. Acosta pressed her by noting that journalists make honest mistakes and that doesn't actually qualify as fake news. This led to Sanders getting rattled as she battled with Acosta and others while she tried to make the case that reporters and news outlets were intentionally spreading false information in an effort to misinform the public. Acosta asked her if there was a specific news story from a legitimate media outlet she could point to that was intentionally false and done to mislead the American people. "Sure. The ABC report by Brian Ross," Sanders said, referencing Ross Michael Flynn report. "I think that was pretty misleading to the American people, and I think that it's very telling that that individual had to be suspended because of that reporting. I think that shows that the network took it seriously and recognized that it was a problem. It should be noted that there's no evidence Ross's report was intentionally misleading. He misreported that Flynn was going to testify that then-candidate Trump told him to contact Russian officials. He later corrected it to President-elect and was suspended for violating the network's editorial procedures." Acosta then pointed out that he wanted to ask another question, but Sanders said he had already used his turn up. As Acosta attempted to ask that question, Sanders ignored him, instead going to another reporter speaking over Acosta. Watch the clip above via CNN, image via screen grab. Follow Justin Baragona on Twitter at Justin Baragona. You have a tip we should know. Tips@mediaet.com